thanks for stopping by to watch this video today. So as you can see from the title, today I'm going to be listing my top 10 Christmas tree trends for 2021. Now, I felt like this video was only right seeing as I've literally visited I think every Christmas shop. I feel like I've seen and researched every tree trend under the sun for this year, and I literally want to change the theme of my tree every 5 minutes. I feel like saying tree trend is literally the biggest tongue twister ever. I feel like I can't get my words off. So basically the idea of today's video is me just wanting to show you the amazing trends that are actually available this year, and the fact that you don't have to have a boring tree and it doesn't have to cost a fortune either. I'm going to tell you whether I'm vibing the tree theme or not vibing the tree theme. I will be giving me honest opinions, but just a little FYI, it is just my opinion. Obviously each their own with the tree this year, and if it makes you happy, don't care what anyone else thinks. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, please do make sure you are subscribed. I've actually done so many Christmas videos already, so you'll probably have an idea of the themes that are kind of out so far anyway. If you want, which I would love, please do get involved in the comments below and let me know whether you think each tree theme is a hit or a miss. So without further ado, let's begin. So before we start, by the way, the themes of these trees, some of the names, obviously it is a theme, but I've actually came up with the name, and do you know what, it's a vibe. So I'm vibing my creativity this year, let me tell you. Obviously some are not, they're just for example, John Lewis or whatever's came up with, but some of them I'm like, oh my god, creative spark or what?
Oh my god! Wow!
So yeah, anyway, can I just shut up and let's just get started. So the first trend of this year is all natural. The idea behind that is obviously sustainability. We've seen it a lot this year anyway through home interiors. It is a big talking point in the media at the moment about sustainability. The idea really more so in the all natural is kind of having a very stripped back minimal tree, as I'll show you here. So it's the idea of just having either a plain tree with nothing on it at all, very stripped, very bare, very naked basically, or having crystal glass baubles and ornaments so you can actually see right through the tree, and either having obviously a pre-lit tree or a non-pre-lit tree. You can have the lights on or lights off, but put simply, it's kind of like a timeless, elegant, simple and effective tree. To be honest with you, if you can't be bothered decorating your tree, you can actually get away with it this year by saying, well, I'm going with the all natural trend this year, so mind your own business. For me, is it a hit or a miss? I'm gonna say it's a miss, only because obviously in the right house it would look gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but I feel like if you're gonna do Christmas, go big or go home, that's what I say. So for me, it's certainly going to be a miss. So tree trend number 2 is White Christmas, my all-time favourite tree trend. For me, this will never date. It's about bringing the winter wonderland into your own home. And do you know what, for me, it's just such an effortless vibe. It's giving me Santa's Grotto, Lapland, just everything. It's just such a huge vibe, and I feel like it's a bit like traditional Christmas. It's never gonna date. You're always gonna see someone with a very winter wonderland-esque vibe tree, and as you all know, I do have a winter wonderland tree anyway, so maybe I'm a bit biased, but I absolutely love it. You'll find decorations year upon year. It's kind of not a trend that's gonna die out and be a one-hit wonder, do you know what I mean? It's gonna be something that's gonna stay with you every single year. To be honest with you, when I have my own house, I will probably do a winter wonderland tree because it is just a piece of my heart. I understand though, a lot of people mightn't think it's festive and it can be very not very warm, so the cleverest way to make it more warm is probably lighten with a white tree, and also adding more textures in it. So maybe use fabrics and even plush toys. That's how I kind of do it, and adding florals and things like that, just to add more of a soft essence to your tree. And especially as well, it's not just all about the tree, it's what you put around the tree, so that can really warm the whole tree vibe up as well. And do you know what else as well, when you've got a winter wonderland tree, if you're buying your first house and that is your theme, you're if you want to change it up every year, or you want to add something in, say for example, if we even just look behind me, I'm very white on white, but then obviously this year I'm adding more creams and browns. It's so simple, as you can see, just to start mixing colour schemes into it. If you wanted to bring blue in, if you wanted to bring green in, it's so simple and easy to do with white. You don't have to start buying more decorations. You've already got your base and you can just add to that. So do I think this scheme is a hit or a miss? Most certainly a hit. I will always love Winter Wonderland, and if you disagree with me, I'll be very disheartened, but it's honestly such a vibe. Brings us to tree trend number 3, which is I'll have a blue Christmas. So obviously in interiors anyway, we have seen such a huge increase in navy blue interiors, and I love it. I think it's such a big bold colour, and done right it can look fantastic, and even better now that it's becoming such a huge trend in our trees, and I love it. I know so many been after navy blue baubles this year. I don't think the shops have gotten onto it as quick as they could have, and actually increase blue bauble sales. I feel like sometimes as well a lot of the shops pick up on trends a year later. Like a tree trend that I've done this year, I'm finding a lot of stuff in the shops now and I'm like, oh my god, why didn't they have it this year? So sometimes I think in interiors we're quick to get on the bandwagon as retailers, but sometimes when it comes to Christmas we're a bit slow. So I'm hoping over the years, as we're like obviously in the media and things like that, it'll start to quicken up and you'll be able to get your hands on trends much quicker. I do want to say though, I feel like I predicted that this would be an actual trend. Don't want to gloat, but you know. The navy though is not just navy on its own. Gold with it has been extremely popular and it's absolutely gorgeous. It gives us that luxe, elegant and effortless feel, and I absolutely love it. And if you've already got a gold home or even a navy and gold home and you do that tree this year, wow. Wow. If you've got pictures, I would love to see them on Instagram. So if you're not already, make sure you are actually following me at Felon Interiors, because I already can't wait to put up my trees, but I also would love to see yours. So do make sure you share them with me, because I love Christmas. So do I think navy trees are a hit or a miss? I definitely think they are a hit. I think they are gorgeous, iconic, bold and fun, and I can't wait to see all the trees over on Instagram this year. So tree trend number 4 is classic Christmas, which put simply is basically like traditional Christmas, and it's definitely surrounding the idea of family nostalgia, and I absolutely love it. After the few years that we've obviously all had, I feel like that family value is definitely still there, especially in traditional Christmas. It is just so warm and comforting, and everyone knows like the big Santas, the tartan, the big red baubles, the greens, everything. It just gives us that warm, cozy Santa's grotto basically feel, and it's really delicate and amazing. The thing with traditional Christmas as well, I think we're all very quick to judge, to think that it's quite old and boring, and it certainly doesn't have to be. I've visited so many places this year that I've got like the traditional dark toned reds that really add depth to your tree. I've seen a lot of people do like a very creamy tree with that hint of red, traditional, and it's absolutely gorgeous, especially if you've got like a cottage home. I think it works. And as well, to like warm it up and modernise it, you can definitely add like berries and foliage, and just adding those layers of texture, big tartan ribbon and like mesh and things like that. It's certainly going to bulk up your tree and maybe take it away from you thinking like traditional is very old and unclassy. So do I think classic Christmas is a hit or a miss? I definitely think it is a hit. I just think it's a theme that'll never date. Like, we're always going to have that traditional element to our home, whether we go big with it or go small with it. There's always going to be a bit of classic Christmas in our home, so I think it's definitely a hit. So tree trend number 5, I'll take you to the candy shop. Why am I howling? I've come up with these themes and I'm sitting here laughing at my own themes I've made up. But anyway, I'm sure it's in the name. I am literally living for this theme. Whether I think it's going to be a one-hit wonder this year is another story, but I absolutely love it. In my last video, I actually went to Bent's. I've also been to Inspirations Wholesale and they've smashed it with this theme. So it's kind of like those big massive gingerbread houses, pink sweets, green sweets, any sweet you can think of, glitter, party stream, like flipping rolling pins in the tree, like big gingerbread men. Literally, the world is your oyster with this theme, and I feel like it's every kid's dream. Huge decorations being put into a tree, and you know what, done well, it's just amazing, because that's what I'm talking about, layering. You've got like people putting huge nutcrackers, like pink fabric ones in there, and rocking horses, and a big massive statement tree topper, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And it's adding them layers. You can have literally small baubles and then all these statement pieces. It just looks incredible, and it's kind of like no rules, which makes it even more exciting. And especially when you start adding more layers, like with the whole no rules is it can't look awful. I feel like when you see a tree and it's got like 3 baubles on, sometimes you're like, oh, like it needs to be fuller. So I feel like adding these grand gestures of decorations and ornaments and everything in between, you're going to get a really luxurious finish, and it's absolutely stunning. It's obviously a fantastic theme if you've got children, and also if you've got a sweet shop or a baker's or anything like that. I love anything like that. Like if I was like, I don't know, like a cupcake shop or something, I'd be like having all that. Like Home and Bargain have got like amazing like decorations with like cupcakes on. I'd be having them everywhere and a big huge cupcake on the top. Like there's no rules literally to this theme. That's how exciting that is. Like I feel like with other themes like Classic Christmas, if you do it, it's got to be done well. With this candy shop like gingerbread style theme, it's literally anything goes and it's fab. But do I think this theme is a hit or a miss? I'm going to be honest with you, I think it's gorgeous for this year, but I'm going to say a miss only because I do think it is a one-hit wonder theme. I'm not saying I don't think it's gorgeous. I absolutely love it, admire it, and would have one of them trees. Like I'd have a tree of every theme in my house, but I do think it's going to be one of them themes that is going to be here this year and gone next year. Do you know what I mean? So for that reason, it's not really an investable tree theme for me, so it's going to have to be a miss. That brings me on to tree number 6. She's Eclectic. Oh my god, what a great theme. So this is a tree theme that is sure to stand out, full of quirky decorations, and to be fair, similar to the theme previous, anything goes. Bright tree decorations, quirky ornaments, celebrities, books, glow sticks, iconic rock stars, jellyfish, literally anything. When I say anything, anything goes. It's probably the most randomest tree that you're probably going to see. I've seen people put like flipping glitter balls on their tree and has like ornaments at the bottom. Wow, wow, wow. So this is basically just anything unusual, and you know who does it amazing and who I'd buy off if I did like a quirky tree? It would be Rocket St. George. Oh my goodness, let me show you now the amazing quality of decorations that they have. They literally have every celebrity. They have the funniest crackers with like things that I might not be able to say over here on YouTube for swearing and whatnot, but you know, I love them. I think they're dead unusual, dead quirky. It's like when you go to like one of them shops that just sells like random stuff. That's like what it's like on a tree. Do you know what I mean? You know the shop I mean. Like you just go in and it just sells. I wouldn't say tat. That's the wrong way to put it. Luxurious tat, should we call it? That should have been my tree theme. I shouldn't have called it She's Eclectic. I should have called it Expensive Tat Tree, really, shouldn't I? Basically just like one-of-a-kind decorations, and it's probably for like someone who doesn't want like a basic tree. They want to do something unusual. Probably as well, of course, I would recommend Home Sense to get anything unusual, because whenever you go, you see a decoration that nobody's got. So it's kind of for people who are very that way inclined, where they want like a random decoration and that nobody else has it. And to be fair, if you're doing a very eclectic, quirky tree, most certainly no one else is going to have your tree. But I feel like that is the perk of any tree trend and any tree. Like no two trees are ever going to be the same, unless obviously you've directly copied it or whatever. But no two trees are ever going to be the same. So you could say that everyone's tree is eclectic in itself. Do I think this is a hit or a miss? For me, it is a bit of a miss, only because it's just too much stress for me. Like, if it just didn't match and it was all over the place, like, I would be stressed out. Like, there's got to be some form of alignment in a tree and some sort of matchy-matchy, you know what I'm like. So for that reason, no. However, I've seen some gorgeous like rock star, like there's a John Lennon bauble as well on Rocket St. George, and it doesn't go with any of my trees, but I just want it. I mean, it's like, I think it's like £12, or it might even be £20, but like, I just love it. Do you know what I mean? So I do love the iconic pieces, but for me, it's not going to be a full-on tree trend that I am here for, I'm not going to lie. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a miss. Sorry. Now, number 7 is Santa's Enchanted Forest. Now, little did I know before last week that this was such a huge tree trend, and it is stunning. How did I not know? I have seen insane trees with this trend, and now that I've been looking, I'm like, oh my god, how did I not even pick up on this? It's literally rich in colour, in foliage, with twigs, branches, fairies. It's literally the most magical tree that I have ever seen, and there's some amazing people who have done it. I follow some guy on Instagram actually. Let me just get my phone because he's done an amazing tree. So he's called David Lawson. I will add him here and the photo of this tree. He's literally put ivy wrapped around the tree, so it's literally like a tree with ivy, but it looks like an ivy tree. Does that make sense? But that is literally the Enchanted Forest theme. I also went to Bent and they did like this gorgeous merchandising with like a fairy sitting in it with like the ivy again around it and all like foliage, and oh my god, it is stunning. I was shocked because I didn't think I'd be into that, and they had all like garden branches quite literally sticking out the tree, and I was a bit like, probably health and safety wise, if you've got a kid, probably not, because they could scratch their eye on a twig. I mean, not that that's important right now, but it kind of is, you know what I mean? So if you did want to create that magic, maybe not, but you could literally put like unicorns in. Your tree topper could be like a unicorn head or like a fairy with like the horn. Oh my god, there's just like, my mind goes like, I love being creative, and I did not know this was a theme, so now I do. I'm like, oh my god, I just love the way it's so magical and enticing. It just makes me want to like walk into the woods, do you know what I mean? But like in a festive manner, like not like in like a movie manner, like where like, oh, watch a film and it's very like fairy and magical, like sort of mixing fairies with Santa. Like, have we just really done that this year? Like, has that just become a thing? Like, have we? And do you know what, I love it. Like, I don't know how we've managed to make unicorns festive over the years, but we've done it. So now we're making fairy gardens into some sort of like Santa's grotto. So hence the theme, you know, Santa's Enchanted Forest. Thank me later. Do I think Santa's Enchanted Forest is a hit or a miss? I definitely think that it is a hit. Shocking, I know, from me, but I just love it. I feel like it's bringing the outdoors inside, and I feel like there's just so much like broadening in this theme that you could do, and I do think that it's a tree theme that we'll be seeing in 2021 but also 2022, and I really think it might come alive next year, especially with like what's going on, like environment and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, it's probably going to be a lot of foliage and that garden kind of tree, and oh my god, I love it. By the way, can we just like cut this whole clip, because if I do another YouTube video this year saying about themes, and this is a genuine like #1 theme, said it here first in 2021, people, said it here first. So that brings us to tree trend number 8. Okay, that's 9, 8. What am I doing? Tree trend number 8 is Elf on the Shelf. Now, I did this theme last year. It was like gold dust, trying to get one decoration gold dust, okay? Did everyone see the panic buys that were happening at Home and Bargain? The shelves were getting stripped. Don't know whether it was because of lockdown or whether it was just that popular, but honestly you could not get anything, and it was just crazy, it really was. So this year, obviously they thought, oh well, people are going to be very invested in this theme again, and to be honest with you, are people? Probably not. I do think it's still a theme, but I feel like those who didn't do it this year want to do it this year. I quite disappointingly jumped on a trend, okay? I jumped on Elf on the Shelf also last year and totally redid our classic Christmas into an Elf on the Shelf scheme. I will insert a picture for you now. And I was one of those crazy girls that were like running around Home and Bargain every week, okay, every day, ringing up every Home and Bargain. I know, I'm ashamed. Trying to get flipping lollipops, candy canes, you name it. I was trying to get it all and I couldn't. And you know, this year we've got everything, and you know who's not interested? Me. So really, this proves that trends will come and go. I think I just felt sorry for myself over lockdown, and I thought, you know what, it's not like me to do something crazy, so I'm going to do Elf on the Shelf. And to be honest with you, I'm going to do it this year as well. I still love it, I'm not saying that, but I just feel like it was a trend that people did so much last year, and are kind of doing a bit this year, do you know what I mean? But it actually has caused a rise in a lot of creativity in our trees. Like, I feel like people weren't as creative and maybe post lockdown, and I feel like when it all happened, everyone was like, do you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm going to do what I want, when I want. I'm going to put the tree up in flipping September. I'm going to do as I please. So I feel like from that angle, it was actually a boss theme, and it kind of in that sense does hold a special place in my heart, because I know how happy I was doing that tree. It was kind of like a bit of a goal and a bit of a happiness spark. And to be honest, I think I put it up earlier than I am now. If you missed that tree, by the way, I will link it for you to go and watch, because it is over here on YouTube. But yeah, do I think it's a hit or a miss? I'm going to say, oh, I don't know. I'm going to say I'm gonna say miss. I don't know. No, I'm gonna say miss in terms of it being a trend this year. But I still think that it's still a vibe because I'm obviously doing that tree again this year. So I don't want to say it's a miss because I love my tree and I think it's boss. But I feel like as a trend in 2021, it's probably seen better days, to be honest with you. Rough for me. So tree trend number 9 is jungle fever. So from monkeys as tree toppers to basically cat Slater's coat wrapped around the tree, this theme is coming from all angles, let me tell you. Again, I feel like it's very similar to the fairy garden. I didn't think it was going to be a trend this year because we did see it a lot last year. John Lewis actually smashed this theme last year, but we're actually seeing still a bit of an essence of it. We're seeing like animal heads, obviously not real ones, can we just clarify that right now? Like fairy ones, obviously animal baubles with like more of the pattern of the animal, like leopard print, zebra print. We're also seeing literal animals. I've seen a gold monkey tree topper. I know, if I can insert it here, obviously I will. That was from Warbeck Garden Centre. They did the most insane, by the way, can we talk about insane jungle fever tree? I wanted everything, and do you know what's clever about the jungle fever the jungle fever vibe is that you've already got that sort of interior anyway. You can transition it onto your tree, which I absolutely love. That's what I feel like people miss out on. If you have got an unreal home, bring it all together at Christmas, put that tree up in the corner and let the theme surround itself. If you've got, like as I say, a jungle fevered room, do a jungle fever tree. What's stopping you? Don't feel like you need to do a classic Christmas or a white Christmas because it's Christmas. The world is your oyster with tree themes. I am here to tell you that you can do anything you want. There's literally no rules. I mean, there's trends, but there's no rules. Tree trend theme though is very elegant still. Like you've got like gorgeous gold palm leaves. It's kind of bringing like the jungly outdoors in again. But more so from like a holiday vibe as opposed to like an English country garden. Do you know what I mean? So you don't want to be sticking like, I don't know, just leaves in there. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But it's still as well got a bit of quirkiness because I love the gold monkey tree topper idea. I love having like animals' heads sticking out of it, like, and it's great for the kids as well. Like obviously you've got kids, they'll love that. Like I do actually love this theme. Do I think jungle fever is a hit or a miss? I actually think it's a hit, only because I probably wouldn't have said it, only that I went to that garden centre, that Warbeck Garden Centre, and seen the way they did the tree, and obviously I was instantly like, oh my god, I need a jungle tree now. And I just absolutely loved it. I loved the idea of the golds, the greens, even the blues, just a mixture of just everything. It just blended so amazing. And I love the idea as well, like they had like bird cages with like animals in, and just like how you can blend that around the room is just so clever. Like it just works. And as I said before, if you've already got that interior, you've smashed it. So last but not least is tree trend number 10, and it is a huge trend for 2021 and one that I am doing. So this tree trend is called Scandi or Japandi, and it's basically all about the natural strip back look, and I am here for it. So it's all about your paper decorations. H&M absolutely smashed it this year, and it's also giving me kind of like an IKEA vibe, very naturistic, woods, very ability elements and all things like that. And again, it's such a huge talking point in the media at the moment that I think that's why it's become such a huge trend. So media obviously control a lot of the trends that we know and love, and kind of that idea of sustainability has sort of swooped its way from January all the way wrapped around to December, and that sort of recycled paper, you know, wood, and just having like sort of, I don't want to say eco-friendly tree because that's not what it is, but it's kind of like looking very natural nature. Do you see what I'm saying? I feel like I can't get my words out because I know I'm doing that theme for in this room. I feel like every time I've done a haul, I've struggled to like say what exactly the theme is trying to express and say, because it's kind of like Scandinavian lodge, it's kind of IKEA, it's kind of Japandi. If you don't know what Japandi is, it's very like stripped back. If you haven't, do your research on Japandi. I love Japandi interiors, it's absolutely stunning. But anyway, that's going off on one. This is a Christmas video, Ellie. But yeah, it's kind of like the whole recycled baubles. Like, you know, H&M have done a huge collection on this as well as other places, but I just love H&M, so that's probably why. But also as well, this year obviously we've seen a huge increase in like faux flowers being so popular, and it's the idea of mixing that in as well. So like faux florals such as like pampas and things like that, it's kind of just looking very natural, kind of like this and this together. But it's definitely one to watch out for. I think this theme is going to be hugely popular this year, and with it surrounds sustainability and recycled paper and stuff like that, I think it's going to be one that's going to see us through the next 5 years maybe, only because of the way like the world's changing and stuff like that. And obviously trees aren't cheap, and the idea behind it is obviously once you've bought it, you don't buy again for a long period of time. And even better, if you've bought more decorations that are very good to the environment, even better, such as like the paper decorations, especially the recycled paper, sort of the recycled woods and stuff like that. So it's kind of, the idea behind it obviously is to foresee the future kind of thing. So maybe the name of the tree that I said is actually crap. Scandi or Japandi. Maybe I should have said something like, don't know, like Save the Whale Tree. Who knows? But yeah, as I say, it's definitely one to watch out for. I'm actually doing that tree in here, so definitely make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss me getting that tree ready. I'm so excited. But do I think it's a hit or a miss? Obviously, it's a major hit. It is the trend of 2021, and I'm so here for it, and I can't wait to see everyone's tree that are going to be doing it. I've heard a few people are, and it just works so well. Do you know what though, in general, I'm just so excited to see everyone's tree this year. I feel like that every year, even though sometimes people do, well, a lot of the time people do the same tree every year, I'm just like, oh my god, I forgot they did that, and I'm really excited for them and for the tree, because to be honest with you, 2 of my trees you've seen before, and I sort of think, how am I going to photograph that and make it look different from the year previous? Because last year I hated all the photos that I took, that I actually posted the year before photos. I'm literally just exposing myself here on YouTube, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, how do you get your tree that you've done year upon year to look different? So I'm kind of excited I'm doing a new tree this year. The struggles of Instagram, let me tell you. So yeah, unfortunately that does bring me to the end of this video. I've absolutely had a ball filming this, by the way. I love doing little sit down videos like this. If you did think any of the tree themes were a hit or a miss, or you've even changed your mind on the tree theme that you're going for, do let me know in the comments below. I'd love to chat with you. If it was up to me, to be honest, I think I would have one tree of every single theme that I've just mentioned in every single room. So, you know, I am guilty for that. But whatever tree theme you do this year, it genuinely doesn't matter as long as you're happy doing it. And also, don't judge anyone else's tree, because that makes them happy, and Christmas is a season to be happy. So don't be that horror who's like, oh, you know, commenting on someone's picture in a horrible manner about the tree. Like, mind your own business. If that tree makes them happy and it's got one bauble on them, or it's full of their kids' decorations, or it's like flipping got all sorts coming off it, like big glow sticks and everything, mind your own business. Like, let everyone be happy this Christmas, okay? Let people do what they want, and I hope whatever you do this Christmas for your Christmas tree, it brings you joy in some way. And I do hope you've enjoyed this video as well, of course. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video.